Hey, everybody, this is Financial Empowerment, and I'm here with my good friend and fellow YouTuber, Finance ABC.
Hello
So he
there,
does the
everybody.
fundamentals, the ABC, and I do financial empowerment. All right. Welcome, Willie, this morning. How you doing, sir?
Very well. Very happy to be here. Let's go.
Willie, I'm fired. I'm fired. FIRE, financial independence and retired early. I retired at 55, Willie.
That's
And
one.
guess what? I'm 61. Tell me something. Should I take my social next year, social security, or should I wait till 65, or should I even wait till 70? I'll get more money, but tomorrow is not promised.
Yeah, I think the traditional idea is that if you're healthy and you get to live past 80, it's smart to wait until you're 70 because they'll pay you more in Social Security than if you take it early at 62. They'll give you a reduced amount every month. And so that difference, if you add it all together, you break even around 80. When you're around 80, then if you live past 80, then altogether you're going to get more money up front.
Willie, but what about if I die before 80? Come on, man.
Oh, that's
Listen, I know some people say, I'm taking it. Tomorrow is not promised. Give me, it's my money and I need it now.
that's a good point. If you're in bad health and you think you might not live past 80, it's smart to take it early.
Okay.
Most definitely. And also, if you have use for the money and you invest it, I haven't calculated the rate of return on that money from now until 80, assuming
Right.
to 70, assuming that you need it to live. But if you told me before, if you invest it, then that equation goes a little bit out of whack.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, most
But
definitely.
Willie, look, hear this, right? I retire at 55 from my job and I'm getting a pension every month for the rest of my life. That's a beautiful thing. And also, I have health coverage. And you know, health coverage in the United States is pretty pricey.
It is.
So I got these two things in my favor. Now, when I retired, will you hear this? I had a 401k and I had some money in there. And what I did, I didn't go out there and blew it on vacation and fancy cars or whatever. I rolled it over. So I'm still not taxed yet. I rolled it over into what we call an IRA, individual retirement account. All right. So I have a pension coming. I have my medical coverage and my IRA will mature at 65. But should I just take my IRA at 65 and wait till 65 to take my social? Or should I, watch this? Could I take my social at 62 and invest it myself? Or should I wait? I know if I wait till 65, I'll get about $600 more a month. What do you think about that, Willie?
Yes, it's a great point. If you have money from your pension that you can live off, and you take the money from Social Security and invest it in the stock market, you can make a 10% per year. And so that time value of money between 62 to 70 or 65 has to be taken into account as a factor in your decision. Certainly, that's a great point. And
But
the other,
Willie,
yeah,
go ahead. Go ahead.
the other point you made before was that you want to enjoy some of your money while you are young and agile, and you can take trips, cruise ships, whatever.
Yeah,
You have the energy for it, because if you wait until 70 to begin enjoying life, it's kind of tough. You might by then have other ailments that
that's my
may
point.
restrict your mobility or your enjoyment. You know.
Willie, I had a friend, right? His father was, I think he died at 85, right? And we went camping one day and he took his father with us. He had a RV. And he said his father doesn't like to go nowhere. It was a miracle that he came out. So when you, and don't misunderstand what I'm saying, Willie, when you get older in life, your eyesight get dim, your step gets slower. So saving that money till 80, can you really enjoy it as much as if you were taking it when you were, let's say 62 or 65, where you could still do a trip? I like, and
That's
you have
true.
to wait a certain years to break even, and it's kind of complex. I
Yes,
think most investors say wait till 65, wait till 70. I don't know. What do you think, man?
I think you make an excellent point. It depends on the particular circumstances of individual people. And in your particular case, I think since you have financial independence, you're not going to be depending on Social Security to live on. You
Right.
might be better off taking that money early and investing it or enjoying it, because you have other money coming in as well. So you have multiple streams of income, which is something that you talk about in your video. And I
Yeah.
have to say, I really enjoy watching your YouTube channel, Financial Empowerment with Brother Rowe. You started it just this January. It's 3 months into it, and you already have 321 subscribers. That's excellent. I salute you for it. I myself have been in YouTube since June of last year, so I'm almost 10 months into it, and I only have 463 subs. So so I know how hard it is to get those 321 subs, and certainly, doing a YouTube channel to talk about money and how to invest and financial decisions, like you say, empowers people to take charge of their finances and emulate your ride into retirement, retiring early from work. So you're independent. You don't have to spend your time working. You can spend your time doing things that can have meaningful help to people and things you
Yeah.
enjoy. Yeah.
But one of the things you said, Willie, is that like, excuse me, if you are not in good health, if you're struggling financially, well, then you should take it early, because what's the sense of suffering, struggling? The money's there to be taken. You might get less, of course, but you need that money. So I think your health is a factor, and I think if you are financially stable is another factor. But you want to point out, Willie, and I didn't look at it that way. You said, because I took my money from my 401k and I rolled it over into an IRA. You said I could have left that money in the 401k and let it continue working. I didn't thought about that.
Yes, certainly. You have investment selections in your 401k that can mirror anything you can do in your IRA, a self-directed IRA, which is what you have. So, I would have left it in the 401k and let it continue to grow until you
Right.
need it, right?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
when you start withdrawing, then you start paying taxes on the amounts you withdraw. You're
Yeah.
gonna you're gonna be forced to start withdrawing by age
70.
no, I think it's 59, I think it is.
Oh,
No?
okay.
Are you withdrawing any money already?
No, no, I'm not withdrawing. I'm not withdrawing because my IRA, I opened my IRA in when I was 55, which was like 5, 6 years ago. So when I'm 65, I'll start drawing from my IRA, which will be for life. For life. I
Okay.
get paid. If I really live to 90, I collect. If I live to, look, the Prince died at 99. If I live till 99, I'm collecting.
You
All right.
are you are the prince of your household.
Hey,
Everybody is a king in his
in his own castle, right?
own castle, right? His home is his
Hey,
castle.
hey, but Willie, you know what? I speaking to you right now, and you're in Puerto Rico,
Yes.
and I'm in New York, and we haven't met in person. We're gonna meet this summer. But I saw you on YouTube, right? Like I started a YouTube channel 3 months ago. I got 300 something subscribers. Willie started 10 months ago. He got over 400 subscribers. But let me tell you, to get monetized on YouTube, you got to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in 1 year. Now I started my YouTube channel in the 1st of January. Now I don't have as much watch hours as Willie. Willie has the 4,000 watch hours already. Why? Because he did 100 and something videos. I only did 25 videos. And I believe I'll get there. But what attracted me to Willie, look, I'm 61, he's like 58, 59. These millennials, man, they know how to edit, they tech savvy. I almost didn't do this channel because I said I can't do it. I'm not tech savvy. I don't know how to upload. I don't know how to do a thumbnail. But I'm learning, man. I love this journey. I'm retired. I love this. I'm not doing this for the money per se. Yes, if I monetize will be good, but I want to add value to people and financially empower people. So I was watching Finance ABC, which is Willie channel, and he's more versed in investing. He's been doing it for years. And I saw how he asked for subscribe. It was kind of old fashioned. He put up he said subscribe. I would do it on the video. And I said, I like this guy.
This
See,
is right here. This is
I was like, wow.
how tech savvy I am.
So I said, wait a minute, let me subscribe to this guy. So I've subscribed to Willie, and then he subscribed to me, and we start commenting on each other's video. And then we sent email, we sent phone numbers, we become good friends. And I really going to love and appreciate Willie, and he brings a lot of wisdom. But Willie is more of the investing in the index. And when I started, no, let me say this, I was investing for years in my 401k, and now I'm invested in an IRA. But to invest in individual stocks, I started Willie 1 year ago. 1 year ago last month, March, 1 year ago. And my goal was to hit 100,000. And I hit the 100,000 in January. And then, man, the market begins to be up and down, volatile. The NASDAQ was taking a beating, and I went down to 80 something thousand. But it was on paper, it was a paper loss, and it's now back up to 100,000. And I believe it's going to go to 120 and 150 and so forth. So, Willie, how long have you started investing?
Well, I started 30 or 40 years ago, believe it or not.
Wow.
But I have to commend the timing that you had to enter into the market in March of last year, which was the absolute low. Imagine if you had invested in January of last
Oh my
year,
gosh.
seeing that 30% drop, it would have been perhaps shocking to see that paper loss. Your timing was exquisite, and you did very well last year.
Yeah.
You even beat the index,
Yeah.
which is something very unusual to do. Your performance, I think, was 40% up
Yeah.
in 7 months, 8 months
Mhm.
out of the year. So that's wonderful. I have been investing like you in mutual funds since my 20s or 30s, and
Wow.
then have been reading about the markets and how things work. And I have seen a lot of trash written about the market and a lot of misinformation. But I have also seen gems and valuable things that really work. And the one that strikes at me the most is Warren Buffett's letter to Berkshire Hathaway's shareholders.
Mm.
Those are gems written in real time. Every year, Mr.
Wow.
Buffett writes about what happened the previous year and what he thinks is going to happen. And he touches on different subjects, since 1965, all through the 70s, the high inflation area of the 70s, his ideas after what was happening, the problems with the 80s, the situation with technology in the 1990s.
Mm.
He always wrote that he never understood technology, and so he never invested in technology. And
Oh.
still, he did very well because his value investing strategy is solid and it makes sense. And if you read his letters, he tells you what you need to know to invest successfully. And one of the things that he says is that for the know nothing investor, the best thing he can do is to buy the index, the S&P 500 index every month and never sell and hold it until retirement. Buy a low fee S&P 500 index like Vanguard, a mutual fund. I prefer to buy the exchange traded fund, the SPY. But his investment advice is solid because here's a guy who has done it.
Yeah.
It's not like a university professor that did a lot of research and has a thesis and is presenting you with his ideas, but never having done the investing themselves.
Right.
It's what Robert Kiyosaki, who wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad,
Right.
once said that a real teacher is somebody who did it and is teaching you how, not somebody that is regurgitating a theory that he studied about and he's now presenting it to you.
Experience.
So Buffett is the consummate teacher, and he teaches from the heart, and I really admire him for that. He's so generous with his knowledge and
Mhm.
with his advice to people. So yeah, so I've been investing for a long time, and now I run a little hedge fund with family and friends' money, and I'm doing very well with it.
Yeah. You know, one of the heavy hitters, Jamie Dimon, that's the CEO of JP Morgan. He sent out a letter a couple of days ago, and he was bullish on the economy. He says with the vaccine that's coming out, well, not coming out, but the vaccine that is almost available to every American. And he talks about the pent up demand and pent up money that people didn't spend during the pandemic. And with the value stocks like cruise line, airline, restaurants, hotel, casinos, stadiums, sports stadiums. I think the Dodgers are going to open their season with actual fans in the stadium. So he said that the economy looked bullish for 22 and even up to 23. And Jamie Dimon is really a profound guy, well respected in the financial space. You know, so yeah, these letters from these shareholders, they're very good.
Certainly, and one of the things that Warren Buffett says is that the market goes up over time.
Yeah.
Maybe not in a straight line. There might be some volatility in
Oh
the
yeah.
short term, but over time, the stock prices reflect the growth in the economy, and that is very insightful because not a lot of people know that. A lot of people think that to invest successfully in the market, you need to know when to get in so that you buy low, and you need to know when to sell so that you sell high.
Right.
They think that if you don't sell at one particular time, the market will come right back down to where it started, and that is not accurate. It's not the so yeah, Jamie Dimon has these short-term predictions, and he may be right. I think I agree with him that the stimulus that is coming out and the vaccines are going to be helping out on the real economy reopening, and it's going to create a lot of jobs for people. Certainly.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. But Will, you said something. You said I was lucky, man. I think I was blessed because I came in the month of March when it was the bottom of the pandemic, when the market was just tanking. So I bought at a good time. I bought at a good time. But they say you can't time the market. It's time spent in the market. But I just happened to see, I was watching CNBC and I was listening to all these analysts and these gurus and whatever. And I see all these Apple is going down. Facebook is plunging. Microsoft is going down. Amazon is going down. I say, you know what, man? Let me download this Robinhood app and try it. And I get to like it, man. I love it, man. And I'm seeing it started going back up in April and March. I'm saying, wow. And at one time, would you believe something, William? My portfolio was up 80%.
That's
80% because I bought low. That doesn't happen every time.
not only did you buy at the right time, you also knew which companies to focus on and to buy, and you
Yeah.
loaded up on very high quality technology names,
That's the key.
which did particularly well during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And I think that's commendable, and it speaks well of your knowledge and skill that
Hey,
you
I'm
have
trying.
gained over time.
Yeah.
So don't discredit that. That's something very very insightful. And now it's 2021, and I believe that the S&P, the industrials, are going to do better than the technology, only
Yeah.
because technology went up so much last year. They have to catch up. They consolidate their value and catch up because the price moves very fast, and then the value catches up. But
Okay.
like you said, the airlines, the hotels, the restaurants, those are the companies that are going to do well this year, and they have already appreciated quite a bit, quite a bit.
William, what do you think about energy though? Energy like Chevron, the XLE is the ETF that's in the energy space, right? What do you think about like Exxon? Because I have an option call on Exxon, and it was doing really really good like last month. It fell a little bit, but I'm still ahead because even though like the world is going electric cars, they're not going to change like on the dime. I mean, it will take years to phase out a combustion engine. So you think energy will do well in the summer when there's more ship cruising, more airlines flying, more people driving? I think energy is going to bounce back.
I think energy is fundamental to the economy. Obviously, the Biden administration has a focus on renewable energy and is
Yeah.
talking about eliminating some subsidies for energy that might hurt the sector. But I think by and large, the energy is affected by the price of oil. If the price of oil goes up, energy stocks will do very well.
Yeah.
Price of oil goes down, the energy sector will decline with it because Exxon and many of the other companies in the sector have large reserves of oil, and obviously those are priced at whatever the market price is. And you can imagine if you have 2 billion barrels of oil reserves and the price goes up 10%, that 2 billion reserve is worth more to you.
Right.
So yes, I think with the opening of the economy in the U.S. and worldwide, demand for oil is going to improve, and so the price might be supported. We still have yet to see what the oil-producing nations are going to do. They have slack production capacity. They might flood the market. We don't know. So I tend to shy away from making picks on individual companies or sectors. I prefer to buy the index, like you said.
SBY is your favorite, Willie.
It's my favorite, and QQQ is a close second. Don't get me wrong.
I love QQQ more than the SBY.
It's like Warren Buffett says, I am almost a know-nothing investor, and I do very well just in buying the index and holding it. And everybody should, especially people that are new to investing.
Right.
They don't have to go to school and learn about investing and work for a financial services company for years to really learn how to invest. This is available to everybody, and everybody should invest for their retirement because it's the only way that they're going to have a financially secure retirement. And if you just buy the index, you participate with the growth of the economy. It's
and you know what I love about the index, Willie? I love about the index is they also pay a dividend, and the dividend can be reinvested. Willie, I learned from you, man. Will you believe it? You inspire me. You said I inspire you. You inspire me big time. You know what I did, Willie? I bought one share in the QQQ and one share in the SPY. That's the NASDAQ and the S&P. And I decided to put $50 every bi-weekly in each of them. So that's like $100 a month, a little more because I'm doing it bi-weekly. And I'm getting the dividend. It's growing, and I have a recurring investment. What a way to go. Had I done this some years ago, I'm up already. I'll be sitting really nice. So your point is, let's say you start investing and you don't have a clue about investment. You don't know what stocks to buy. You know if to buy penny stocks. You don't know if to buy what sector to invest in. You invest in the index, which is basically the Dow Jones Industrial Average, which is the DIA, that's the diamond. The QQQ, which is the top 100 stocks in the NASDAQ, and the 500 best stocks in the S&P, which is the SPY. On average, the stock market goes up 10% every year. So that's a safe bet. It's conservative, but it's really safe, and you will do well, not knowing, because it's not one stock you're investing in. So if one falls off, another one is going to take up. You're investing in the best stocks, and I've learned that from you. And so I'm decided to trim my portfolio and some of these individual stocks, which can do well, but I think it's a safe bet in the indexes.
Absolutely. I think your core holdings should be the index, and sure, you can play around with individual stocks, but not overly concentrate your portfolio in any one company, because you could be right, but then you could also be wrong. Because many things affect individual companies that there's no way that you can have all the information, to make a decision on investing.
Yeah.
So,
well, these millennials will not agree with us. I saw a young guy has a YouTube channel. He's doing very good. He says if you can't stand the heat, stay out of the kitchen. And you don't want to invest in individual stocks, go invest in the NASDAQ. It means like it's slow, it's conservative. They want the Teslas of the world. They want to catch a Zoom in the early. They want to catch, and if you really do it right, you could really have exponential profit. But you now saying, and again, I think when we're older, we should be more conservative. God forbid something happen in the market, a crash or whatever, you don't have the time to recover. So these young investors can be more aggressive or more risky, if I may use the term. But as you get older, you want to be more conservative. And I think that's wisdom, Willie, to invest in the index, because when everybody's crying and suffering, that will be steady. It's like, hey, I want to make an analogy, Willie. It's like a good girl. She's not sexy, but she's housewife material. She's loyal to you. She's gonna be there if you're sick. The sexy ones, yeah, you feel good walking with her, but everybody's looking at her. She might leave you in a flash, but the index is like the good, solid. You
And
can depend on it.
let me tell you, the index is not boring at all. The S&P 500 index went up 18% last year, the year of the pandemic. Imagine that. And
Wow.
the QQQ went up 40%. So I mean, these are not boring stocks.
Well, at least the young people think that way. Some of these young investors.
Yeah. So you can make a lot of money just focusing on the index.
Yeah.
I once made a calculation. If you invest $170 every month in the stock market index, you will have invested $2,000 in the year. And if you do this for 50 years, 50 times 2,000 is $100,000 that you invested. If that money grows at 10% per year, which is what the S&P has been growing for the last 50 years, if it continues at 10%, you will have $2.9 million at the end of 50 years. Imagine that.
Wow.
There's nothing boring about that.
Well, here's Willie. Right now, I'm investing $2,600 a year in the S&P and the QQQ, and I decided to invest them until I'm 70. I might even increase it. But watch this: $2,600 a year for 10 years is 26,000. Now watch this. Then the dividend will be compound, and the growth will be compound. So that 26 in 10 years could be even 50,000. So that's just a little part of my investments in the QQQ and the SPY, and I'm gonna do it till I'm 70, and I might even double up, do it 100 bi-weekly on each. So I could have I'm not talking about all my investments, my IRA, my stock market portfolio, just the index. At 70 years old, next 10 years, I could have about 50 or 60,000 just putting some money bi-weekly in the indexes.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. You know, the great news about this whole thing is that this is available to anybody, really anybody. Yeah. You don't need to have a high education degree from a prestigious university or do complex math or have even lots of money. All you need to start investing is the time for your money to compound. So it's so important that you start early. Even if you're in your 50s, you still have 30 years to invest because you might live to 80.
Yeah.
So you need the time, the guts to withstand the volatility and understand it. You have to stomach, paper losses from time to time. It's hard to see. I mean, if your portfolio is worth $2 million and it drops 20%, that's $400,000 that it dropped.
Yeah.
And that's a big amount for anybody. But if you start small with some money, $170 a month, I mean, that's available to almost everybody that wants to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So true. Yeah. Yeah, Willie, that's beautiful, man. I really appreciate talking with you today. And let me say this, man. I'm gunning for my 1,000 subscribers. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not just focused on being monetized, but hey, I would like to get a 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours. Then I can do advertisement. Then I could do affiliate marketing. Then I can sell merchandise. So
and
again,
you can reach more people and help.
And I can reach more people.
Yeah,
I'm doing this whether I'm monetized or not, Willie. I like doing this. They said this month is financial literacy month, and they said 2/3 of Americans lack financial literacy. So we are empowering people. We are helping people to invest. It's the greatest. Warren Buffett said the greatest investment one could ever make is in themselves. So this is financial empowerment, Brother Ro. hit the subscribe, smash the like, leave a comment. It helps these two old guys with the algorithm.
There it is. That's my extent of technology.
Yeah. So subscribe to ABC Finance, man. Finance ABC.
Right.
William, my good friend. Listen, it was a pleasure today. And hey, William, I'm hoping to meet with you, man, when you come to New York. You coming to New York and when in the summer?
In the summertime in July. So I I'm really looking forward to it.
Let's hook up, man. My wife and I, you and your wife, we go out for dinner and let's do a video together in person.
Okay. Love to do that. Let's
Uh,
let's plan for it.
All right, good, good. You know, Willie, you're a genuine guy. I like your spirit, and we just click like YouTubers because I think we're around the same age and we're not tech savvy, so we draw to each other. But support us, man. We're on a mission here. We just want to empower, help others, share our knowledge. And you know, it says, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge." So, hey, Willie, ABC, it was a joy talking to you. The fundamentals, the ABC, and then financial empowerment. All right.
All right.
So you have any closing remarks, Willie?
I wish you the best, my friend. Be
You
well.
always say that. I wish you the best, my friend. Listen, bless you, man. I appreciate you. I love you. And I'm going to upload this right now. Okay.
Okay, look
And
forward to it.
all right. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye now. Okay.